All right, what's going on, everybody? So, today, guys, we are going to be doing a little bit of a weekly review on the podcast. So, this is something that I do for myself every week. This is something that I'm confident can help all of you to do every week as well. And basically, I'm just going to talk you through how I go about judging my week as a whole, how I go about looking at things that went well, things that didn't, what I wanted to do, what I actually got done, and then just, from there, setting myself up to improve the next week. But before we get into the show, as always, guys, the goal of this podcast is to help athletes level up in every sense of their lives in order to help them reach their true potential and build their true careers in sport. Apparently, I can't talk. However, that is always the goal of this show. So if you know of a young athlete, if you are a young athlete that is looking to start leveling up in your game, start improving in your career in sport, this is going to be a great show for you. And this weekly review is going to be something that is going to serve you very, very well. So let's get going. We're going to start now in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Elite Development Podcast, the number one show for athletes looking to gain an edge on their opponents and build their dream careers in sport. I'm your host, Kenny Dusseault, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a weekly review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys through how I review my weeks every week, what I look at in order to, judge my previous week, and then what I look at in order to set my next week up for improvement. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I see so many of you guys that, a whole week passes and then you go, oh yeah, I was just so busy this week. So, I wasn't able to improve on anything. I wasn't able to hit that training session that I said I was going to hit because, things were just crazy. And it's easy to let things be crazy. Like, I get it. Things are crazy for me too. And I'm by no means perfect. Like, I know I come on here and I talk a lot about, improving your ability to manage time. I talk a lot about, how you're spending your time, all of these different things. And yeah, I'm far from perfect, but the way that we improve and the way we see consistent improvement over time is having systems. And that's what I believe so many of you guys are lacking. So that's what we're going to get into today. We're going to talk over my system for my weekly reviews. We're going to talk over what I do every week in order to judge the week as a whole, and then in order to set my next week up for success. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about, different things within the business that I do as well. I'm going to talk about, just weeks for myself as a person too. So basically every Sunday, that's the day I pick because it just works with me through my schedule. Every Sunday I sit down to do this review and I look at every area of my life. So let's talk about training. So the first thing I'll look at usually is physical health. So I look at the goals I have for physical health, which right now is weight loss. Like, I've been through a whole bulk. So right now I'm just trying to cut down a little bit. And I look at where I'm at with that goal. So basically right now it's, have I lost any weight this week? Am I, moving further towards this goal that I have for myself right now? And then I judge that based off of where I was at last week compared to where I am this week. And if I'm down a little bit in weight, we can check that box. If I'm not, then it comes to reviewing what I'm doing and how I can make an improvement on that. From there, it goes to the workouts. Now, as an example, this past week already, when I sit down to do my weekly review on Sunday, this past week already, it was Tuesday that the day got away from me a little bit, and I didn't get my workout in until quite a lot later. And usually I like to get it in earlier in the day, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And so Tuesday, the day got away from me. Things just got a little busy. A couple of things I didn't expect popped up. And so when I sit down to do that weekly review, that's going to be one of the things I'm judging. Okay, what popped up? Why did it pop up? How did it get in the way of me actually getting my workout in? And then make a plan in order to counteract that thing. And this week, the workouts have all gone well. I've gotten all 5 of my sessions in. I'm going to be going again tomorrow just to do a little bit of cardio and recovery work. But that is that next step of improvement, right? Because wherever you're at in your career, one of my favorite expressions ever is new levels bring new devils. And so if you're trying to improve yourself, just getting it done can't be enough anymore. I like to get it done in the morning. So my next step of improvement is getting around whatever it is that stopped me from getting my workout in the morning when I promised myself I would do it, and making sure that I get it done, not just get it done, but get it done when I say I'm going to get it done. So for you guys, think about the same thing. Last week, what did you tell yourself you were going to do training wise this week? Was it a certain amount of martial arts classes? Was it your strength and conditioning work? Whatever it is. And ask yourself first, did you get it done? That's got to be number one. If you finished up this week and you said, ugh, I didn't get any of my lifts in this week, that's a fucking problem. Because if you are trying to reach the new level, that is going to bring the new devil. And if you are not hitting those strength sessions consistently, you are going to run into that bigger, stronger opponent that can just manhandle you regardless of your skill level. So then it comes to making a plan. So when it comes to my week last week, like I said, Tuesday, the day got away from me. I didn't work out till a lot later. So now I have to create a plan to make sure that I don't let that happen again. So the plan right away is the gym starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, regardless of what else is going on in the day. So obviously, outside of any like emergency, I have an alarm on my phone for 7:30 to get ready for the gym at 8 o'clock. And that's just that next little step to push me to make sure that I know this is my top priority right now, even if I'm in the middle of some business stuff. Go to the gym, get your fucking workout in, then you can get back to work. Now, when it comes to other areas in your life as well, one of the other big ones for me is nutrition, because obviously nutrition is massively important, especially going through a cut right now. So my meal prep, if I'm honest, has been terrible this week. I'm still getting all the healthy food in, but it's been very scattered, very kind of just awkwardly timed. I haven't really gotten a big meal prepping session in. So the rest of my day today is quite busy, but tomorrow I have a ton of time. So I have a timer on my phone. I have an alarm, on my phone set so that I can get that meal prep in and I'm well set up for next week. So as I talk about this, guys, the intentionality is the key. So when I sit down to do this, I look at my physical health. So that right now is the big focus on nutrition and the big focus on my actual workouts. Did I get them all in? If I didn't get them all in, what can I do coming into next week in order to make sure that I don't let it slip again? And just doing that, again, is leveling me up as that human being that allows me to hit the next level in my business, hit the next level in my coaching, everything else that I do. And this is what you guys need when it comes to setting yourself up for success as an athlete. Now, the next step, it comes into business things. So when it comes to the business, this was also a very good week. And so what I'm going to talk you through is, the areas of the business that I look at when I do that weekly review. So one thing I look at is how my business is doing on social media, the amount of eyes that I'm getting to my pages, the amount of people that are reaching out to me to ask questions based off of the posts that I'm putting up, things like that. And so I look at those insights, I'll compare them to the week before, and then I go in and I look at what videos are doing better, what videos are being saved, what videos are being shared, what videos are being viewed more, so that I know what kind of thing is going to not just generate me more attention, but be more valuable to all of you. So I go in, I figure out where those insights are at, and then that creates my social media plan for the week to help put out more stuff that's focused around what is actually going to help all of you guys. Then when it comes to the business as well, I look at how my athletes are doing too. Was there anything this week that slipped? Was there any message that went over 24 hours without an answer? Was there any athlete that was, struggling with something with the program that I could, put in a better explanation to work on? And again, I sit down, I look at those issues, and then I figure out what I need to do to fix that problem. And so this week, honestly, it's been pretty good for that. There was one little thing with one athlete that they were unsure of with the program. So I sat down and I set up a system to make sure that question doesn't come up again. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm saying the same thing. We're a little bit over and over here, but it's setting yourself up for success. The great things are in the little details. The great things are in the little details. The greatness comes from your ability to sit down and your ability to audit yourself. Greatness comes from your ability to sit down and audit yourself and show where you're strong, where you're weak, and what you can do to move forward the next week. So the next thing that I get into when it comes to this weekly review that I do is I get into projects. So obviously coaching is my number one, but I'm working on projects outside of that as well. Like I'm working on running master classes more often, digging into specific areas of how I coach to help more athletes. Because one of my goals down the road is to be doing public speaking in this industry. And this is a great way to get my foot in the door with that stuff. This is a great way to start delivering the kind of value that I know I can on a larger scale. And so that was one of the things that was on my list for this week as well, is creating a masterclass that I want to run within the next 8 weeks. And honestly, it got pushed back all week long. So that has become one of my top priorities for this coming week. Obviously, client stuff comes first, always. But then past that, instead of getting into other areas of work, creating this masterclass shifts to the top of the list because I had it on my list all week and it didn't get done all week. So again, like I said, not a perfect human being, never going to pretend to be, but it's the intentionality. I know that I want to get this masterclass done. I know that this masterclass is going to deliver a lot of value for the athletes that are in my audience. And in turn, I need to get it done. And if I need to get it done, and right now it's not getting done, it's not because I don't have time. It's because my priorities were in other places. So the plan to fix the problem is shift the priorities and get to the masterclass earlier in my days so that I can make progress on it and I can deliver it when I actually want to. So that about sums up, my personal weekly review. Obviously, I'm not actually sitting down with it, so I'm not going into as in-depth detail. But basically, guys, what I want you to take away from this is find a time every week that you can sit down and audit yourself, sit down and judge yourself. Because I know we're in a world now where we talk about, just be happy with who you are, be happy with everything in your life and blah, blah, blah. And sure, but also, why would you stop yourself from wanting more? Like where I'm at right now in life is pretty fucking good, but I want more out of it. I want to live life to the fullest. I want to get as far as I can in my career. I want to make the most impact that I can on the world. And if you guys are in a similar position to that, doing little things like this allows you to make more progress faster. And the reason that it's going to allow you to make more progress faster is because now you're not letting a problem drag on for 3 weeks. Because I sit down every week and I audit how my week went, it becomes clear in my mind faster that I had something like the masterclass that slipped through that didn't get any work done on it this week. So I can shift that priority and get that work done coming into my new week. And so it's the same thing with you guys. If you go through your whole week and you go, oh man, it was so busy. I didn't get any lifting done this week. And then you don't switch anything or you don't make a plan and you just kind of say, oh yeah, life's just busy. It's like, yeah, life's always going to be fucking busy. But it's where you prioritize your time. It's how you prioritize your time. And if life's too busy and you just don't do it, and then a week turns into 2 weeks, turns into a month, turns into 3 months, you're setting yourself back in your career. But if it happens for a week and then you cut it on Sunday and you say, okay, I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to set a time that I'm going to go to the gym every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, whatever it is that'll work for you. Now you are going to set yourself up for success. You are going to put yourself in a position where you are actually able to better understand what needs to be done during your week, how to manage your time, and in turn, you're going to make sure you get to more things that you know you need to get to, and you let things slip less. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, make sure to drop me a follow on social media. All my accounts are going to be linked in the show notes below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And again, link is going to be in the show notes for that too. And if you did get some value out of this, my biggest ask of you guys is share it with a friend, share it with a teammate, share it with somebody who needs to hear this message. My goal here is to help athletes, and we do that through word of mouth. We do that through you guys spreading the show around and telling other people that would be able to benefit from it. So thank you all so much, especially those who tuned in live. I appreciate you all making it this far, and we'll talk again soon.